everybody. Sorry I'm slightly late. I had to retrieve my dairy products from my dairy box, and I didn't want things to get warm or anything. So, anyway, got that done. Um, and after this, I'll be having lunch and then do some cleaning. Uh, um, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm trying to avoid people that may be the flu and everything's going around, measles going around. Uh, Knock on wood, hope I don't get it. And yes, I've been vaccinated with the measles, or for the measles, but my body rejected the vaccine, so I'm in trouble there. I just don't care to repeat the experience the third time. Um, Other than that, the flu, I've been vaccinated for the flu and everything, so I just hope, it wards it off. Anyway, um, what's going on is that, of course, you see on my thing, it says both sad and cheerful weekend. Another innocent citizen just going about his business was basically harassed and attacked by ICE, and the guy was the only thing the guy was holding was a cell phone. They thought he had a gun. Well, he didn't have a gun. He had a cell phone. And anyway, they hauled off and shot him and killed him. Well, these people are ICE is not trained. They're very undertrained, and a good majority of the ICE force in there are convicted felons, and they should not be in there. Okay. Um. Anyway, Mr. Prentice was shot and killed. This is in Minneapolis. He was just coming out of a store, and he Mr. Prentice does a lot of wilderness treks and everything, and I this is what I read partially anyway. Um, he was just an innocent guy, okay? Well, you know what? The family need to haul off and file a lawsuit, uh, wrongful death lawsuit against Nomi and Company. Okay? They say, well, you can't do that. Well, Nomi and the others are saying all these lies about this guy and his family. That's a bunch of crock. They're avoiding responsibility, and that's what they're doing. Okay? So I think I think the police, Minneapolis police, should go and find those two guys and put them in jail and charge them for murder, first degree murder, aggravated murder. Same way for Ms. Good. They should charge her murderers the same thing, put them in jail. And I don't give a hoot what Noam thinks or Stephen Miller thinks that, well, you can't do that. I'll go, yes, we can do that because this has happened here locally. And those four officers, they should be held accountable. And the family should be compensated. Okay? That's pure aggravated murder on both victims. I'm a little sick and tired of Noam sitting there whining and Bondi and Noam, those two were sitting there whining and everything. You know what, girls? You need to shut up and grow up. And yes, I'm pissed. Bondi and Noam both need to be held accountable. They need to be impeached, removed from office. Trump, and right along while they're doing that, impeach Trump too. Go spy in Congress. What is your damn problem? What are you still afraid of? Why are you afraid of Trump? Especially you, Speaker Johnson, so-called Speaker Johnson. What has Trump have on you? Is he conducting blackmail on you? If he is, then Trump should be charged for that too. That is an impeachable offense. And I just don't get it. Why are the MAGAs and some of the GOP such a bunch of wimps? They're cowards. They're wimps. And back in the 1970s, when President Nixon pulled a no-no by B&E, the Democratic headquarters, they were held accountable. The GOP then was not afraid of him. They held him accountable. And Nixon was smart enough to resign. Because he was forced to give the Nixon tapes. Nixon had everything recorded. He had a little bit of paranoia. Everything recorded. Well, they wanted the tapes. And if he didn't resign, there would be impeachment proceedings. And Nixon knows full well what impeachment entails. Okay? Remember, he was a trained lawyer. Compared to idiot Trump, who does not know a damn thing how the law works or anything. Either does Stephen Miller. He didn't know anything. So I think now Trump and company should be removed from office, put in jail, and held accountable. That's my take. And to the victims, I am so sorry. I'm really sorry this happened to you. Losing a loved one. Okay? The noise you're hearing is not only the gardening crew here. We're getting our road worked on out here. So, it's gonna be fun. But my milkman made it today, so that's good. On a good and cheerful note in the sports world, the Patriots beat Denver, and New England Patriots beat Denver for the AFC Championship. They're going to the Super Bowl, the Patriots. I don't know how many times now. And they're having fun out there. And then, of course, yesterday the Seahawks beat the Rams, LA Rams, for the NFC Championship. So they're NFC champions now, the Seahawks. And then they go to the Super Bowl. And they said this is the fourth trip, and hopefully this will be the second win. So we'll see from there how all that goes. I really do. So everybody's happy about that and thrilled. And of course, over the weekend, a good majority of the U.S. got hit by the cold. The polar vortex, the ice, and everything that came down. The southeast really got nailed, especially in Mississippi. And Mississippi is not really used to it because they never get storms like this often. Sure, it's often like in Chicago or, further up north, and yeah, they get snow and ice up there, but not very often in the south. But Mississippi got nailed. Tennessee's supposed to get nailed. Up here we had our cold snap, which started Friday, actually technically it started Friday night, and it's supposed to end tomorrow. It's supposed to get warmer tomorrow, and then rain's supposed to come in. And so we'll just have to, you know, go with Mother Nature what she wants. You can't fight Mother Nature, ever. Anyway, the third thing, keep speaking out, keep pushing back. Don't be afraid. ICE are bullies. When you stand up to a bully, they turn around, they run away. They do. There's a number of people in the Minneapolis area that stood up to ICE and said, "You are not welcomed here, ever. If you want to come in the store, take off your mask, take off your uniform, and come in here. But don't be, if you're going to sit there and harass my customers, that's going to stop." Now, there was one, I don't know what people say they're shouting about AI. I don't give a hoot on AI. AI in some ways has helped. Um, but there was a video of a gal that she was at a farmer's market. She was harassed by ICE. The guy grabbed her and did sexual harassment. She hauled off and smacked him in the nose. She gave him a bloody nose. You know what he did? He turned around and walked away fast. I would have done more than that. I would have done the old horsewhip. You know, these guys, these ICE need to be roped, hogtied, and thrown in the pokey and kept there. They should all be rounded up. National Guard should back up the local police and say, "Hey, we're going to be patrolling the neighborhoods and we're going to prevent these things from happening." And one of these days, these ICE people are going to pick the wrong person that is like an off-duty police officer or something like that, or on-duty detective or whatever, and fires a gun at them. They're going to find themselves shot right back. ICE. ICE will find that they're going to get their own crew shot and wounded and or killed. Okay. People have the right to defend themselves. Innocent people. And we should not be cowering to Trump and company and Noam and company. They're going to say to them, "You guys are fired. So, out." Okay? Yell at your congressmen, yell at your senators, not in the blue states, I'm talking about the red states. They need to start yelling at their MAGA senators and House of Representatives on the federal level and say, "Do your damn job. If you don't, we'll lock you in the chambers until you do your damn job." And that's what should have done. Johnson decided to be cowardly and send everybody home. In the real working world, you can't do that unless there is a catastrophic event. Okay? The only time when I worked at Boeing, the only time I ever was sent home, everybody was sent home, was after the real bad 2001 earthquakes that we had here. That earthquake was just shy of a 6.8, and it was a little wild. There was some damage to the Boeing plant and everything else. My boss was laughing about this. I said, "Hey, this is not funny. People here could have gotten killed." There are a number of people that did get hurt. One of our co-workers broke her ankle, and so it's not something to laugh about. I told him, I said, "You don't have any empathy, do you?" He got really quiet. As a matter of fact, his own mother called him and she read him the riot act. Um, so, we need to push back. Through history in this country, we pushed back many times. In the world stage, we pushed back. We got rid of fascists over in Europe. We got rid of Hitler and company. Now we're on the brink of being almost alone, but we're still, Canada still, in many ways, Canada worked for the various governors, work with the various governors up here in the northern states all the time. My governor worked with British Columbia up here on a lot of things. So people, our allies know full well that Trump and company is saying they're bullying us, the people. They know full well. They've seen this so many times. And they feel sorry for us. They really do. But they had to do things that they had to do. And we understand that. You and I understand that. But we need to fire Trump and company and get rid of them out of the White House. Give them a boot. In some ways, I wish the Secret Service would just say, fine, if you don't sit there and cooperate, Mr. Trump, we're placing you under arrest. You'd think the Secret Service would see all this and go, what you're doing is illegal. Okay? They should not blindly follow Trump's orders. Ever. They should not even follow Stephen Miller's order. Stephen doesn't know what he's doing. Except having Trump's ear all the time and doing all these crazy things. Stephen Miller wants the power. But you know what? He's not going to get it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I will decide on Wednesday morning what I'm going to do, whether I'm still going to do my show at 1 o'clock, or I might do my show at 1 o'clock. I have an afternoon appointment to get my occupational therapist to evaluate my hand, see what they could do to help relieve the pain and the stiffness and everything on it. And it's a little bit better, but still, it doesn't. You know how it is when a part of your body doesn't want to cooperate. So anyway, I may see you on Wednesday, but I'll keep you posted on that. So let's make that tentative, okay? And let's hope we have a better week. So I'll talk to you guys later. Love to all. I'll post this on my YouTube channel. And it doesn't hurt to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. And share. So thank you for watching. Love to all. And I may see you on Wednesday. Okay, I'll keep you posted. Okay. Bye-bye.